I'm Deonna Anderson, Senior Editor at GreenBiz, and I'm here with Tennyson Nkhoma of Sutote, who is one of the finalists for the Wege Prize. How's it going?
So far, so good. We're doing well, and we have prepared so well due to the feedback from the judges who are traced on a better stage that we can even implement even tomorrow.
Awesome. So I want to learn more about the work that you're doing with Sutote. Can you talk briefly about how your solution works?
We are trying to eliminate the use of synthetic pesticides that is causing a lot of contamination by using Tithonia Diversifolia, which is also called as Mexican sunflower. So we're trying to leverage on the pesticide effect that a sunflower has to make the pesticide that is organic and also safe to human consumption and also safe to the environment.
Got it. So what inspired your team to tackle this problem? Like what is the problem exactly that you're trying to solve?
What we're trying to solve first, I'll just give a background to say that in Tanzania, 80% of the population is involved in agriculture. That is on a population of more than 56 million of people. So out of this population, 80% in agriculture, and looking at the percentage of vegetable crops, which tomato covers like 63%, and most of the people like using tomato each and every day. So we try our best to say the use of pesticides in tomatoes for the population that is more than 56 million, and the contamination that this one is causing on the environment and water bodies. For example, it was found that the residues of pesticides were found in tomato that people were using and also in the irrigation water. So we saw that this level of contamination was very bad for the future. And as youths, we have seen that the kind of leadership that we can demonstrate is to find the solution to the problem that we're seeing and not just waiting for other people to solve the problems for us. That's why we searched for a lot of solutions to it, and we found that this is the best solution that the world has been waiting for to reduce the contamination that the pesticides are causing to the water bodies and to the environment at large.
Got it, got it. So right now, tomato farming, the farmers use pesticides that aren't good, obviously, how you just laid out. How do you plan to work or build relationships with farmers so that so that they like buy into your solution and decide to switch over to this less less detrimental pesticide?
Actually, there have been a lot of studies that have been conducted. For example, there's a certain study that indicated that 33% of consumers in Tanzania are willing to pay all what they have to buy organic tomatoes, for example. So these are the consumers are the ones who are demanding the farmers to produce. So the switch there will be just like automatically because farmers have to produce what consumers need. So the government of Tanzania also through the Ministry of Agriculture is also promoting innovations in sustainable farming inputs. So because of that, we're seeing that it will be like an easy step for us to implement and establish ourselves so that the farmers should be using the organic pesticide because consumers need it and the government is promoting it.
Got it. So there's the demand there. So they kind of have to make the switch.
Actually, there is high demand for that.
Got it. So I understand that tomatoes are a big part of the Tanzanian diet. Are there any specific dishes that are super popular that use tomatoes in the country?
Yes, actually, we have a certain dish that is called Kachumbari. And in this dish, it's just they use tomatoes and a bit of onions. And actually, we also have the food that is called ugali. Of course, ugali is made from maize flour, but we cannot eat ugali using radish that has not been cooked using tomatoes. Actually, if you call me at your home, if it was in Tanzania, I will come. But if you cook this ugali without tomato, I will not visit you again. I'll just be talking to you on phone because it's like you have not welcomed me very well.
So you just explained the dish that's pretty popular in Tanzania, and you're in Costa Rica right now, attending Earth University. Do you still make that dish for yourself where you are now?
Actually, for now, I cook myself ugali each and every weekend because I miss my food so much. And every time I do, I use tomatoes, a lot of tomato to cook so that I should feel like I'm at home. I should feel like I'm welcoming myself very well. And also when I go to the cafeteria for the campus, I take a lot of tomatoes there also so that I should make a little of kachumbari and feel at home.
Awesome. I'm glad you're able to do that. So you're part of the Wege Prize, or you're in the competition for it right now. I'm curious about how you learned about the competition and what made you decide to apply for it.
Actually, Wege applies at FE University, for example, has a very good history. Most of the students are participating in it. And I also learned from them to say that they participated in the Wege Prize and seeing that the idea that we have is better priced for the circular economy, we decided to also apply and also so that we can compete.
Got it. So in the process so far, to uh, hopefully for you to win the prize, I'm curious about what are some of the things that you've been learning and what has been most valuable.
We have learned a lot of things from the processes that are taking place in the wake applies, the feedbacks from the judges have learned us a lot of stuff, even the team formation. For example, for making a team, we understand that Wege Applies doesn't just need a team of 5 people, but a team that should make sense. For example, in our team, because the idea, the wicked problem that we are trying to tackle is in agriculture, we are 2 people in agriculture science. And because that wicked problem is very related to half of the people, we have one person who is in the medical sector. And taking into account the sustainability of the solution, that is the financial sustainability, we also have a person who is studying business and entrepreneurship. Also taking into account that in Tanzania, the production in agriculture is reliant on rainfalls. We decided that we want to tell farmers when implementing the solution, they should also learn to produce year long. And how can we do that? We have to promote irrigation. That's why in our team, we have someone who is studying irrigation engineering. So we have learned a lot from these processes to say, you have to work on something that is real and it will be implemented in a real way using the team members that have diverse experience.
Got it. So you're like able to bring all of your different expertise together to make a solution that's pretty holistic and takes a lot of things into account.
Exactly.
Awesome. So I'm curious about, like, if you win the prize, what do you plan to do with the money to kind of help Sutote grow and scale?
We are going to implement the project within the 6 months after winning. Actually, we are already in the process. We are trying to validate our idea by talking to companies, for example, that will be supplying the packaging materials for us, which is called Solar Africa in Tanzania, and also talking with some people who have land that we can also start with lending, where we're going to implement the project. So basically this year, we are already in April, we are going to be in May, for example, but within the 5 months, after 5 months, I think we'll have something to show on the ground.
Awesome. I think I read that you all are like gonna build a greenhouse. Is that right?
Actually, yes, that is one of the plans, but we are not going to start with a greenhouse because that's part of our plan, but in the near future. For now, we're going to start with the production of pesticide. The greenhouse idea is to show the people that we are producing this pesticide, and when they want to buy, we show them we are producing also tomatoes using the same pesticide and also the organic fertilizer to prove our point.
Got it. So kind of
So it will
serving as
be,
like an example.
yeah, it will be like an example, but it's the plan for the near future.
I'm curious if there's anything else you feel like is important that we haven't talked about Team Sutote and the work that you're doing so far.
Actually, the Team Sutote, which I explained earlier, is an abbreviation of Sustainable Tomato Technology. It's not a native language, it's just an abbreviation. Okay, this team is very committed and self-motivated to solve the problem of synthetic pesticides that is affecting our environment and also affecting the health of the people. In doing that, we feel like we are going towards the balance between the economic development and also the environmental sustainability, because what is happening now, the environment is contributing a lot to the economic development, but the economic development is not contributing a lot to the environmental development. So we are trying to see a point where we are going to have a balance between these two topics.
Got it. So like those things kind of work together rather than the
Exactly.
economics being like at the forefront.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to seeing more of the work that your team is doing. Thanks for your time today.
Thanks so much. Actually, we invite you after 6 months to come and test the Kachumbari with using the organic tomatoes in Tanzania.
I would love that. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much.